Living a life where you unlock your true potential before it's too late means stepping into the fullness of who you are meant to be, rather than waiting for the perfect moment or ideal circumstances to appear. Too often, people move through life on autopilot, doing what is expected of them, following routines, and settling into comfort zones without ever daring to tap into the deeper reserves of strength, creativity, and greatness that lie dormant within them. The tragedy of this is not just in what is left undone, but in the untapped possibilities that never see the light of day. Every individual is born with unique talents, ideas, and abilities, but unless they are developed and shared with the world, they die with you, unexpressed and unused. Unlocking your true potential is about refusing to let fear, procrastination, or self-doubt dictate your destiny. It is about deciding to maximize your life so that when your time comes, you can look back without regret, knowing that you gave the world everything inside you. Potential is not something external that you must go out and find. It already exists within you. It is like a seed, carrying within it the blueprint of a mighty tree, but unless that seed is nurtured, it remains small, hidden, and wasted. Life presents each of us with countless opportunities to grow and expand, but only those who are courageous enough to push past resistance actually discover the extent of what they can become. The painful truth is that many people die long before they are physically gone. They stop dreaming, they stop reaching, and they bury their gifts under the weight of excuses and fears. That is why unlocking your true potential requires a conscious choice to stop living small and start embracing the uncomfortable journey of growth. The first step in this journey is awareness. You must recognize that you are capable of far more than you have demonstrated so far. If you only live by what you have already achieved, you are limiting yourself to the boundaries of your past rather than the possibilities of your future. Think about the goals you have been postponing, the book you wanted to write, the business you dreamed of starting, the relationships you wanted to heal, or the skills you wish to learn. Every one of those desires is a signal of your hidden potential trying to break free. The question is whether you will silence that inner voice or honor it by taking action. Unlocking potential also requires confronting the fears and limiting beliefs that hold you back. Fear will always whisper that you are not good enough, that you might fail, that others will judge you. But what you must realize is that failure is not the end. It is a stepping stone toward mastery. Every successful person you admire has failed countless times, but they kept moving forward. What separates those who live fully from those who live halfway is not talent alone, but persistence and courage. When you confront your fears head on, you begin to realize that they are not as powerful as you once believed. Fear fades when you act, but it grows when you remain passive. Another part of unlocking your potential is discipline. Greatness is not achieved by bursts of inspiration alone, but by consistent daily actions. Small habits compound into extraordinary results over time. If you want to write a book, commit to writing a few pages daily. If you want to get healthy, start with small, consistent changes in your diet and exercise routine. If you want to expand your career, invest time in learning and skill, building every single day. Each step may seem small, but together they open doors you never imagined possible. Unlocking your potential is less about sudden breakthroughs and more about steady progress and relentless commitment. Perhaps the most powerful motivation to unlock your potential now is the awareness that life is finite. Time is the one resource you cannot get back once it is gone. Too many people wait until tomorrow to pursue their dreams, forgetting that tomorrow is not guaranteed. The cemetery is said to be the richest place on earth because it holds books never written, songs never sung, inventions never created, and ideas never realized. Do not let your gifts die with you. Do not let the fear of failure rob the world of the greatness that only you can bring. Living full means waking up each day with the intention of giving your best, pouring out your creativity, using your gifts, and leaving nothing behind. When you commit to unlocking your potential, you not only change your own life, but also impact those around you. Your courage inspires others to step into their own greatness. Your dedication creates opportunities and solutions that ripple beyond your personal circle. You become a living example of what is possible when someone decides not to waste their life. The truth is, the world needs what you carry. Someone is waiting for your ideas, your story, your gift, your contribution, and if you don't bring it forth, it may never be seen. To live full and die empty is to ensure that when your time here ends, you have no regrets, no what-ifs, and no unfinished symphonies left inside you. It is about reaching the end of your journey knowing you poured out every ounce of your potential. Unlocking your true potential before it's too late is not a dream for someday, it is a call to action for today. Every day you have breath is an opportunity to push further, give more, and live with greater purpose. Do not settle for mediocrity when greatness is within you. Choose now to live full, so when the time comes, you can die empty. Breaking free from fear and self-doubt is one of the most important steps toward living a life of purpose and fulfillment. Fear is a natural emotion, but when left unchecked, it becomes a prison that limits your choices, silences your voice, and keeps you from fully expressing who you are. Self-doubt, on the other hand, creeps into your mind and convinces you that you are not worthy, not capable, or not prepared enough to pursue your dreams. Together, they form an invisible barrier that prevents countless people from reaching their potential. The truth is, most of the limitations you experience in life are not imposed by the world, but by the stories you tell yourself. To live full and die empty, you must learn to break those chains and walk boldly into the life you were meant to live. Fear often disguises itself as wisdom. It whispers, "Wait until the time is right," or "Play it safe so you won't get hurt." At first, it may sound reasonable, but in reality, it is robbing you of precious time. Life will never hand you perfect conditions. If you keep waiting until you feel completely ready, you may end up waiting forever. Fear convinces you that you should hold back, but in truth, the only way to grow stronger is by stepping into the unknown. Every great achievement in history was born because someone decided to act despite being afraid. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is choosing to move forward even when fear is screaming at you to stop. Self-doubt is even more dangerous because it comes from within. Unlike external challenges that you can see and fight, self-doubt lives in your thoughts, quietly undermining your confidence. It tells you that you are not smart enough, talented enough, or strong enough to succeed. It makes you compare yourself to others and feel inadequate. Left unchecked, it convinces you to shrink your dreams, to lower your expectations, and to settle for less than you are capable of. But the truth is, self-doubt is nothing more than a distorted perception of yourself. You are far more powerful than you think. The gifts, talents, and ideas inside you were placed there for a reason, and they are enough to create impact if you have the courage to use them. Breaking free from fear and self-doubt requires a shift in mindset. You must stop focusing on what could go wrong and start imagining what could go right. Fear magnifies potential failure, but faith magnifies potential success. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" begin asking, "What if I succeed?" This simple shift opens your mind to possibility rather than limitation. Fear feeds on negative thoughts, but courage grows when you feed your mind with empowering beliefs. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, consume content that inspires you, and remind yourself daily that you are capable of extraordinary things. Action is another powerful antidote to fear and self-doubt. The more you delay, the stronger fear becomes, but the moment you take action, even a small step, the illusion of fear begins to fade. Think of fear as a shadow. It looks large and intimidating until you shine the light of action on it, and then it disappears. Each time you act despite fear, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you believed. This builds confidence, and confidence is not built by thinking about action, but by doing. Confidence comes from experience, and experience only comes from stepping forward. Another key to breaking free is embracing failure as part of the journey. The reason fear has such power is that many people view failure as the end, but failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Every failure carries lessons that shape you, refine you, and prepare you for future victories. When you change your relationship with failure, fear loses its grip. Instead of fearing mistakes, you begin to welcome them as signs of growth. Remember, those who achieve the most are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who refuse to quit after failing. Self-compassion also plays a role in overcoming self-doubt. Often, people are harsh critics of themselves, expecting perfection before they take action. But perfection is an illusion, and waiting for it only creates paralysis. Treat yourself with kindness, allow yourself to learn as you go, and give yourself permission to be imperfect. Growth is messy, and progress rarely looks smooth. By embracing imperfection, you free yourself to take risks, explore possibilities, and create without fear of judgment. At the core of breaking free from fear and self-doubt is the belief that your life has meaning and that you have something valuable to contribute. The world does not need a version of you that is silenced by fear. It needs the full expression of your gifts. Someone out there is waiting to be inspired by your courage, to learn from your story, to benefit from your work. When you focus on serving others rather than obsessing over your own fears, you find the strength to push forward. Purpose becomes more powerful than fear and self-doubt begins to dissolve when you realize you are part of something greater than yourself. When you decide to stop allowing fear and self-doubt to control you, you step into freedom. You begin to take risks, chase dreams, and live authentically. Instead of being trapped by the limitations of your mind, you start experiencing the fullness of life. The opportunities, connections, and growth that come from living courageously are far greater than the comfort of staying safe. To live full and die empty, you must refuse to be imprisoned by fear and self-doubt. Choose to rise above them, take bold action, and give yourself permission to live unapologetically. That is where true freedom begins. Turning your dreams into daily action is the bridge between wishing for a better life and actually creating one. Dreams alone, no matter how big or inspiring, will remain unfulfilled if they are not backed by consistent action. Many people spend their lives talking about what they want to do someday, but someday is not a date on the calendar. It is an excuse for inaction. The truth is, your dreams will not magically become reality by waiting, wishing, or hoping. They require discipline, commitment, and the courage to take practical steps every single day, even when the steps feel small or insignificant. Success is not built in a single leap, but through steady progress that compounds over time. To live full and die empty, you must learn the art of turning vision into movement and passion into persistence. The first step to turning dreams into action is clarity. You cannot move toward a destination if you don't know where you're going. Many people carry vague desires in their minds. Things like, I want to be successful, I want to be happy, or I want to make an impact. While those statements are inspiring, they are not specific enough to fuel action. Success loves clarity. You must define what your dream looks like in real, tangible terms. If your dream is to become a writer, then picture the book you want to publish. If your dream is to start a business, envision what problem your business will solve and who it will serve. Clarity gives your dream structure, and structure makes it easier to act. Once clarity is established, the next step is breaking the dream into small, actionable steps. Big dreams can often feel overwhelming, and overwhelm leads to procrastination. But when you break the dream down into manageable daily tasks, it becomes achievable. For instance, if your goal is to write a 300-page book, don't focus on the enormity of the 300 pages. Instead, commit to writing 1 or 2 pages each day. Over time, those pages add up to chapters, and the chapters become a finished manuscript. The same principle applies to every dream. Consistency in small steps creates big results. Discipline is the key that turns action into habit. Motivation may inspire you to start, but discipline keeps you going when motivation fades. There will be days when you don't feel like working toward your dream, when distractions are louder than your goals, and when results seem far away. In those moments, discipline is your anchor. Discipline means showing up regardless of how you feel, committing to the process even when it's hard, and staying consistent even when progress is slow. Greatness is rarely built on bursts of excitement. It is built on the quiet, consistent effort of daily discipline. Another crucial aspect of turning dreams into daily action is managing your environment. The people you surround yourself with, the routines you create, and the habits you build all play a role in shaping your progress. Surround yourself with people who encourage you, challenge you, and hold you accountable. Create an environment that minimizes distractions and maximizes focus. If you want to become healthier, fill your home with nourishing food and schedule regular exercise. If you want to build a business, spend less time scrolling through social media and more time developing your skills. Your environment can either push you forward or pull you back, so choose it intentionally. Equally important is tracking your progress. When you take action every day, it can sometimes feel like you're not moving forward, especially when results don't show immediately. That's why it is vital to measure and celebrate progress along the way. Keep a journal of your daily actions, review your achievements weekly, and remind yourself of how far you've come. Celebrating small wins fuels momentum and reinforces the belief that your actions are creating impact. Progress may be slow at times, but progress is still progress. Another barrier many face is perfectionism. Too often, people hesitate to take action because they want everything to be perfect before they start. They wait for the perfect idea, the perfect timing, or the perfect plan. But perfection is an illusion. It does not exist. Waiting for perfection only delays progress and keeps you stuck in the land of dreams rather than the land of results. The truth is, you don't need to have everything figured out to start. You simply need to begin with what you have, where you are, and learn as you go. Imperfect action is always better than perfect inaction. Turning dreams into daily action also requires resilience. Life will test you with setbacks, disappointments, and obstacles. There will be times when you question whether the dream is worth it, when doors close in your face, and when the path seems uphill. But resilience is what allows you to keep moving forward despite adversity. Resilience means refusing to give up, bouncing back from failures, and using challenges as fuel for growth. The dreamer who succeeds is not the one who never encounters difficulty, but the one who keeps walking, one step at a time, until the dream becomes reality. Ultimately, turning your dreams into daily action is about ownership. You must take responsibility for your life and stop waiting for someone else to make it happen for you. No one else can walk your path, write your story, or fulfill your vision. It is your responsibility to act, your responsibility to persist, and your responsibility to make the most of the gifts inside you. When you commit to daily action, you shift from living with excuses to living with purpose. You stop being a passive observer of life and become an active creator of your future. Living full and dying empty means you don't just dream big, you act on those dreams every day until they are realized. It means you refuse to let procrastination, fear, or laziness steal your potential. It means waking up each morning determined to take even the smallest step toward your goals. Dreams only have power when they are lived out through action. So stop waiting, start moving, and let your daily actions become the building blocks of the life you've always imagined. Leaving no talent, gift, or idea unused is about making the conscious decision to pour out everything that has been placed within you before your time on this earth is over. Each person is born with unique abilities, insights, and creativity that are not given by accident. They are not meant to stay hidden, buried, or wasted. They are meant to be shared with the world. Yet, too often, people allow their talents to remain dormant, their gifts to stay undiscovered, and their ideas to die unexpressed because of fear, complacency, or procrastination. The graveyard is filled with unwritten books, unsung songs, unbuilt businesses, and unfulfilled inventions. To live full and die empty is to refuse to contribute to that silent tragedy. It is to make the bold decision to use everything you've been given so that nothing is left behind when your journey ends. The first step toward ensuring no talent or gift goes unused is recognizing that you already carry something valuable. Many people underestimate themselves because they compare their abilities to others or assume that what they have is not special. But what you carry inside you may be exactly what someone else desperately needs. Your story could inspire someone to keep going. Your creativity could spark innovation in ways you never imagined. Your skills could solve problems that others are struggling with. No gift is too small, and no talent is insignificant when it is used with purpose. The tragedy is not in having little, but in failing to use what you have. Leaving nothing unused also requires the courage to explore your hidden potential. Sometimes, your greatest talents are not obvious until you take risks and try new things. Many people live only within the boundaries of what they already know, never daring to step into unfamiliar territory. But what if your most impactful gift is lying dormant in an area you've never tried? You may have the ability to write, speak, lead, teach, create, or innovate, but you will never discover it if you do not give yourself permission to experiment. Life rewards curiosity and courage. By trying, failing, and trying again, you uncover layers of your potential you didn't even know existed. Another crucial step is to stop waiting for perfect conditions to share your talents. Too many people think they need more time, more money, more resources, or more confidence before they can begin. But the truth is, conditions will never be perfect. If you keep waiting, you risk carrying your gifts to the grave. The world is not waiting for you to be perfect. It is waiting for you to be authentic and willing to give what you have right now. Start small, but start today. Share your idea, use your skill, contribute your talent, and let it grow as you move forward. Action creates momentum, and momentum reveals new possibilities. A big part of not leaving your talents unused is pushing past the fear of failure and rejection. Fear whispers that your ideas won't matter, that your gifts aren't good enough, or that no one will care. But the truth is, your role is not to control the outcome. It is to give what you have. Some people will embrace it, and others may not, but the point is that you lived fully by releasing what was inside you. Imagine the regret of reaching the end of your life and realizing that fear silenced the very gifts that could have impacted others. That regret is far heavier than any temporary failure or criticism you may face along the way. Discipline also plays a key role. It's not enough to use your talents occasionally or only when it's convenient. To truly leave nothing behind, you must be intentional about cultivating your gifts daily. Just like muscles grow stronger with consistent training, your talents grow when you practice and refine them. If you can sing, then sing often. If you can write, then write every day. If you can teach, then teach as much as possible. By nurturing your gifts, you not only improve them, but also expand their reach and influence. Every day is an opportunity to invest in what you've been given so that you can give back even more. Legacy is another reason why leaving nothing unused is essential. Your gifts are not just for you. They are for others and for the generations that come after you. What you do with your talents today can inspire someone else to believe in their own. The book you write may change lives long after you are gone. The business you build may create opportunities for countless others. The wisdom you share may guide people who will never meet you. When you hold back your gifts, the world loses out on what only you could contribute. But when you pour them out fully, you leave behind a legacy that continues to speak even after your voice is silent. Ultimately, living full and dying empty means refusing to die with your music still inside you. It is about squeezing every ounce of potential, every idea, every lesson, and every ounce of creativity out of your life. It is about saying, I will not go to my grave with regrets. I will use everything I have been given until I have nothing left to give. The greatest fulfillment in life comes not from what you keep, but from what you give away, and the gifts you give, whether in the form of talent, service, ideas, or creativity, have the power to transform lives. So don't let fear, procrastination, or self-doubt silence your contribution. Don't let your gifts go unused or your ideas go unspoken. Choose to live fully, to share boldly, and to die empty, knowing you held nothing back. That is how you honor the life you've been given and the potential that was placed inside you. That is how you make sure your life mattered. Creating a legacy that outlives you is about living in such a way that your influence, values, and contributions continue to impact people long after you are gone. Legacy is not about fame, wealth, or recognition. It is about significance. It is about ensuring that your life was not lived only for yourself, but that you left something meaningful behind that others can benefit from. When you commit to building a legacy, you shift your focus from temporary achievements to lasting impact. You begin to ask bigger questions. What will people remember about me? How will the world be better because I was here? What values, lessons, or contributions will I leave for the generations that follow? To live full and die empty, you must live with the intention of creating a legacy that speaks for you even after your voice is no longer heard. Legacy begins with understanding that every action, no matter how small, contributes to it. Many people think legacy is built only through grand gestures or monumental accomplishments, but the truth is, legacy is built in daily choices. The way you treat people, the values you stand for, the example you set, and the kindness you show all add up to the story people will tell about you. A smile that lifted someone's spirit, words of encouragement that gave someone the strength to keep going, or an act of service that changed the course of someone's life. All of these are threads in the fabric of your legacy. You don't have to be famous to leave a legacy. You simply have to live with purpose and intention. One of the most powerful aspects of legacy is influence. Every life you touch is impacted in some way by your presence. Sometimes you may not even realize the effect you have on others. A child may grow up remembering your encouragement and pursue their dreams because you believed in them. A colleague may develop resilience because you modeled perseverance in difficult times. A community may thrive because you invested your time and talents into helping it grow. Influence is the currency of legacy, and the more you live authentically and purposefully, the greater your influence becomes. Creating a legacy also requires alignment between your values and your actions. It is not enough to say what you believe in. You must live it consistently. People remember actions more than words. If you want to leave behind a legacy of integrity, then live with honesty in all that you do. If you want to be remembered as someone who cared, then prioritize compassion in your daily interactions. If you want to inspire others to dream big, then show them through your own courage and determination. Your legacy will not be built on what you say you value, but on how you embody those values in the way you live. Another part of building a lasting legacy is contribution. Legacy grows when you give of yourself, your time, your knowledge, your talents, and your resources to benefit others. Contribution is what transforms your life from being self-centered to being other-centered. It is about asking, how can I serve? How can I add value? How can I make life better for someone else? This contribution doesn't have to be massive. It just needs to be meaningful. It could be as simple as mentoring someone, volunteering your skills, or sharing wisdom from your own experiences. Each act of giving creates ripples that extend beyond what you can see, and those ripples often become part of your legacy. Legacy is also about creating something that endures. It could be a book that carries your ideas to future generations, a business that provides opportunities long after you're gone, or traditions that keep your family connected for years to come. It could even be values and lessons you pass down to your children and grandchildren, shaping the way they live their lives. When you think about legacy, ask yourself, what can I build, share, or leave behind that will continue to have impact when I'm no longer here? That is how your presence on this earth transcends your lifetime. Equally important is the mindset of urgency. Many people delay building their legacy because they believe they have plenty of time. But the truth is, time is not guaranteed. Legacy is not something you start at the end of your life. It is something you build every single day. Every day is an opportunity to plant seeds that will grow into something lasting. Every interaction is a chance to leave a mark. The question is not whether you will leave a legacy, because everyone does. The question is what kind of legacy you will leave. Will it be one of love, service, and inspiration, or one of regret, neglect, and wasted potential? Creating a legacy that outlives you also brings fulfillment to your own life. When you live with the awareness that your actions matter beyond yourself, you find deeper meaning in what you do. Your work becomes more than just a job, it becomes a mission. Your relationships become more than just connections. They become opportunities to leave an imprint of love and wisdom. Your struggles become more than just hardships. They become lessons that others can learn from. Legacy transforms your perspective, reminding you that life is not just about duration, but about donation. Not about how long you live, but about how well you live. To create a legacy that outlives you, you must be intentional, consistent, and courageous. Intentional in choosing the values you want to embody. Consistent in living them out daily. Courageous in giving, serving, and sharing even when it is inconvenient. When you live this way, you ensure that when your time comes, you don't just leave memories, you leave meaning. People will remember not just what you did, but who you were and how you made them feel. That is the essence of a true legacy. So live full, give all of yourself, contribute in every way you can. And when your days are done, let your legacy continue to echo in the lives you touched, the lessons you taught, and the love you gave. That is how you ensure that your life story never truly ends. Embracing life with purpose and dying empty means making the decision to live with intention, passion, and commitment, so that when your journey comes to an end, there is nothing left inside you that went unused. It is about waking up each day knowing that your time on earth is limited, and because of that, every moment matters. Too many people drift through life, letting days turn into weeks and weeks into years without ever truly living. They exist, but they don't thrive. They work, but they don't fulfill their calling. They survive, but they don't embrace life with gratitude and purpose. To die empty is to reject that way of living and instead choose to give every ounce of your talent, creativity, and energy while you have the chance. It is the ultimate expression of freedom. Freedom from regret, freedom from fear, and freedom from wasted potential. Purpose is the compass that directs you toward a meaningful life. Without purpose, you wander aimlessly, chasing goals that may look impressive but never satisfy the soul. Purpose is not just about achieving success. It is about living in alignment with who you are, what you believe, and how you want to impact the world. It is about asking yourself deep questions. Why am I here? What difference can I make? What legacy do I want to leave behind? When you live with purpose, your decisions carry weight, your actions hold meaning, and your life gains clarity. You no longer live for approval or temporary rewards. You live for something bigger than yourself. Embracing life with purpose also requires courage. Purpose will often push you outside your comfort zone, asking you to take risks, to grow, and to confront your fears. It will demand that you let go of excuses and step into responsibility for your own life. Many people know what they want to do but never pursue it because fear paralyzes them. But to die empty, you must be willing to live boldly. That means taking the leap, starting the project, speaking your truth, and refusing to let fear silence you. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward despite it. Every time you choose courage, you strengthen your purpose and expand your impact. Living with purpose is also about presence. It is not just about chasing future goals. It is about valuing the present moment. Too often, people spend their lives either regretting the past or worrying about the future, missing the gift of now. To embrace life fully, you must learn to be present in your relationships, in your work, and in your experiences. Every smile, every conversation, every act of kindness has the power to create meaning. Purpose is not just found in grand achievements, but in the small, daily acts of living with intention. Being fully present allows you to savor life and recognize the beauty in ordinary moments. Dying empty requires the discipline of giving everything you have while you are alive. It means not hoarding your ideas, not silencing your gifts, not delaying your dreams. If you have wisdom, share it. If you have love, express it. If you have a dream, pursue it. If you have a talent, use it. Don't wait for tomorrow because tomorrow is not promised. Too many people reach the end of their lives filled with regret over the things they never tried, the words they never said, and the dreams they never pursued. To die empty is to leave nothing undone, to hold back nothing, to make sure that when your time comes, you can say, I gave my all. Living with purpose and dying empty also means serving others. Life is not just about what you can achieve for yourself, but about what you can contribute to others. Purpose is magnified through service. When you help others grow, succeed, or find hope, you multiply your impact. Your kindness, mentorship, and contributions become seeds planted in the lives of others, seeds that will continue to grow long after you are gone. Service ensures that your life matters not just to you, but to the people and communities you touched. Finally, to embrace life with purpose and die empty, you must cultivate gratitude. Gratitude keeps you grounded in the present and reminds you of the value of every breath, every opportunity, and every connection. Gratitude transforms even struggles into lessons and setbacks into stepping stones. When you live with gratitude, you approach life with an open heart, appreciating not just the destination but also the journey. Gratitude gives you the energy to keep moving forward and the perspective to recognize that every day is a chance to live fully. In the end, embracing life with purpose and dying empty is about refusing to waste the gift of life. It is about deciding that you will not carry your dreams, your talents, or your love to the grave. It is about living with such passion, authenticity, and commitment that when your time is up, you have no regrets. You gave it all, you lived fully, you touched lives, you left a legacy, and you can rest knowing that you left nothing undone. That is the ultimate victory, not how long you lived, but how deeply, how purposefully, and how fully you lived.